Ashcraft, the right-hander, fires. It's in for a strike, and away we go. What a perfect night for a game. 79 degrees. Game time temperature sponsored by Four Seasons. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. The next offering is in for a strike to Bush. Your trusted local experts, Four Seasons. Ron, we just saw Braxton Ashcraft exactly a month ago today on August the 15th in a game at Wrigley. He gave up 1 run in 5 innings. Here's the 0-2 pitch, low and in. What's the plan against him?
He's a young kid that's got a great arm, that's for sure. Big fastball. Kind of sprays the fastball around. That's, the next thing for him to do would be get better command of that fastball for the most part, but a very good slider, and he's pitched very well.
1-2 to Bush, check swing. The pitch dips low and inside. Pirates wanted an appeal. Belatedly, it is requested. And no swing, says third base umpire Alfonso Marquez. The home plate umpire is Lance Barrett. Here's the next pitch. A swing and a miss. Strike 3 on a breaking ball. And Bush is out, number 1. Again, the umpires, Barrett behind the plate, Carlos Torres at first, Charlie Ramos, the second base umpire, and the crew chief, Alfonso Marquez, at third.
Well, that's that slider we were just talking about. Really nasty down and in to Michael Bush for the strikeout.
Nico Horner with a 9-game hitting streak takes up and in for ball 1. Nico had the game-winning 2-run double yesterday at Wrigley against Tampa. And the pitch on the way, and Horner will take ball 2. Nico's has hit safely in 9 consecutive games. And he's flirting with the 300 mark. As he takes inside, it's ball 3. His average at .299.
He has been on some kind of roll, and the thing you love about Nico is, he's very tough to defend because he sprays the ball all over the field. We watched him with the game winner yesterday with a bullet down the left field line.
He's taking all the way. It's down low for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk with 1 away in the first. No score. A man at first, and the batter, Ian Happ.
Now good at bat. Now it Cubs. The one thing coming here into Pittsburgh, one thing you'd love to do, and you and I talk about this a lot, is, getting a lead early in the ball game against a team that has had its struggles. But you brought up the point as you and I were walking into the ballpark. This is a different team at home. They have a winning record here in Pittsburgh.
And it's a significant difference, Ron. Now, when you play them on the road, they are not very strong. They're 23-52, so 29 games under 500 when they're the road team. But here, a completely different story. Ian Happ takes outside for a ball. Would you believe they are 9 games over 500 at home? 42-33, so they're not a pushover by any means in this yard.
I did not see that this morning going over Ashcraft and the Pirates, and that's some difference in record, isn't it? You don't see that often, do you?
It's a startling difference between home and road. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ian Happ. Short lead by Horner at first. No score, top of the first. Happ swings and misses on a breaking ball, and that's strike 3. Nobody has made contact yet. 2 strikeouts sandwiched around a base on balls. And the batter is Moises Ballesteros.
That last pitch to Ian, more of a curveball than the tight slider. He threw the tight slider to Bush for strike 3. That one he took a little off of, a little bigger break on it, and a little more downward break for strike 3 to Ian as he swung over the top of it.
Here's the pitch to Ballesteros, swing and a miss. Taking a look at the Cubs' record of home games versus road games. Cubs have been tough to beat in both places. 46-29 at Wrigley, and 39-35 on the road this year for the Cubs. Chopper foul. And generally, Ron, it's the best teams in baseball that have winning road records.
Yeah, I would agree. If you could go on the road and play above 500, you're usually a team that's going to be playing in October because you're probably going to take care of business at home. That's exactly what the Cubs have done.
Ballesteros with a count of 0-2. The pitch now by Ashcraft is low and inside for a ball. Braxton Ashcraft, big strong right-hander, worked 6 innings at Wrigley a month ago today. And the pitch on the way, inside a fastball. That was a 93-mile-an-hour slider.
Yeah.
How about that?
He throws his slider, and it's, from early in the year and what he had thrown in the past to now, the slider is getting shorter and shorter, tighter and tighter, and then he adds the curveball, which is a bigger breaking ball.
2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. 98 mph on the fastball. So 3 strikeouts and a walk in the first inning for Ashcraft. No score. We go to the bottom of the first. On the score and the Southwest Air. For a strike. 0-0 game, bottom of the first. Cubs leadoff man was presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If a Cub gets a base hit to start a game, Benny's Beverage Depot donates $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. A ball and a strike on Triolo. Tyone comes back. Rolled over toward third, scooped up by Shaw. The toss across in time. And that's out number 1. And Ron, as you think about Tyone facing one of his former teams, the Pirates, what's on your mind?
Well, I think, for the most part, it's all about command with J-Mo. Command of his fastball and moving it around the strike zone, staying out of the middle of the plate. With the left-handed hitter, we know he's got an excellent backdoor breaking ball that he throws regularly and gets either a lot of swing and miss or a lot of routine outs on balls put in play.
Here's a left-handed batter right here, as you mentioned that, Spencer Horwitz, and he takes outside.
Last fastball, 92 miles an hour. Speed gun is always powered by Xfinity.
There's a strike, 1-1.
And as you know, Pat, even here in Pittsburgh, the Wi-Fi is booming.
I thought I heard some noise here before the game. Here comes the 1-1. So that's what it was. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Popped up, shallow left, over toward the line. Long run, Happ makes a running catch as he crosses into foul territory in shallow left. Left field is a challenging position in this park for a couple of reasons. For one, all the space out there, Ron. You've got 325 down the line to the pole, but it falls away very quickly. It is 379 to straightaway left, and then the deepest part of the yard is deep left center, where it's 410. .399 to straightaway, .375 right center, .320 down the line in right. 2 down, no score. Brian Reynolds will take a strike, but left field is a challenge.
There's no doubt. You got to be able to go get the ball. I wonder with left field here or Colorado, which has more real estate. But I don't know if you could say any ballpark is bigger in left field than here at PNC. This is a very, very big ballpark from left center towards the left field foul line.
Brian Reynolds with a count of 0-2, fouls it away off to the left.
His first inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Reynolds hitting just .242. We're used to seeing him up around .280. He does have 15 home runs and 71 driven in, but this is not one of his best years. He does seem to always have good games against the Cubs. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Feet spread very wide as he waits. And the pitch drilled into right field, a base hit.
Weren't you just saying that?
He has the feet spread very wide, but there's almost no stride, Ron. Yeah. He's always on balance, it seems like.
Yeah, he's just a good player and a good hitter. He really is. And, as you said, his average might be down a little bit this year, but he gives you a professional at bat, a professional series. Every time you play this guy, he does things to help you win. He is a winning player, no doubt.
Here's Tommy Pham batting cleanup. Pham will hit a fly ball into right center, playable for either Crow Armstrong or Castro. It'll be PCA to put it away, and that ends the inning. No runs on a hit, a man left at the end of one. No score. Cubs and Pirates on the score. Let's see if Carson Kelly can get a hit this time, Zach, as we go to the second inning. No score. First pitch by Ashcraft is in there for a strike. Pete Crow Armstrong on deck, and then Dansby Swanson. Cubs wearing their traveling gray uniforms, gray shirts and trousers. The next pitch, line towards center. There's a base hit. In to pick it up is the Chicagoland native Sawinski. It's a leadoff single for Carson Kelly. And that's the first hit of the game before Pete Crow Armstrong steps in. We step away 10 for ID on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs talk on Rahimi Harris.
Pete Crow Armstrong has 28 home runs, in a bit of a slump. Let's see if he breaks out of it in this park. And if you are a left-handed batter, Ron, and you can pull the ball, you can definitely have some good games here.
Yeah, it's a very short porch, 320 down the line. The wall, as you have mentioned, is 21 feet high, but the ball really carries to straight right field.
Fly ball to shallow right, coming in Reynolds. Easy play for the right fielder, and that's out number one. No score, second inning with a man at first. The batter is Dansby Swanson.
You know, and thinking about, we were talking on last inning in the real estate in right field, or in left field. You know, you get a short porch in right, but very big left field. You know, this would be the ideal place for Pete to really use that other side of the diamond and let his speed take over. He hits a ball in the gap here. You know, you're talking about 3 bases for sure. And, you know, if they make any mistake at all, it could be an inside the park home run. It's as deep as it is in that 410 area.
Especially if maybe one of the fielders would make a diving try and miss, and then the ball just keeps on going all the way out to that 410 marker. Yeah, I could imagine Pete zooming around the bases. Here comes the 0-1. Dansby Swanson swings and misses. 0-2. The Pirates are in their home whites, bright white shirts and trousers. The rest is black and yellow. Black hats, sleeves, and socks. Black numbers trimmed in gold. The Buccos. Cubs have red numbers on the back of their gray shirts. Blue socks, a variety of shoes for the players on both teams. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. Swanson pops it up, shallow right center. Reynolds in, and he'll give way to the center fielder, Sawinski. It's out number 2. 2 gone, the batter, Willie Castro.
Well, Ashcraft, as we talked about, a very good slider, good curveball. But he sprays the fastball. The thing about it is you could be 0-2 and you could get one right down the middle. The only thing about it is it's very firm. He throws hard. He's 96 to 98 miles an hour with his fastball.
Ashcraft is ready and delivers. It's inside to Castro.
He would be a hard guy, I would think, speaking of Ashcraft, Pat, to be the home plate umpire. When a guy sprays his fastball, and it's never like way out of the zone, it's just there's no real pattern to it around the strike zone. But it's very firm, and he's, you know, do you get a real rhythm calling balls and strikes with the fastball? You know, catcher sets up in and the ball's away. He sets up away, the ball's in. You know, it makes it difficult on a home plate umpire.
Yeah, that's a good point. Ashcraft is a relative newcomer, too. Nobody has seen much of him, and that includes hitters and umpires. Takes a while to kind of get used to a guy as an umpire when you're trying to call the right pitches and make the right decisions on all of the pitches. I think it's usually about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I would agree.
But a guy like this, you might need it 4 or 5 times. Here comes the 2-1, chopped foul by Castro. Ashcraft just picked up his first Major League win on June 8 against the Phillies. As a starter, he's been very good, Ron, an ERA of just over 1, and he has just 1 decision, and it was a win in his brief big league career. This is his 7th Major League start. This is not any relative of the pitcher for the Reds. Was it Graham Ashcraft, I believe? They are not related. Here comes the set and the 2-2. From Braxton Ashcraft, it's lashed foul down the left field line, out of play. 2-2.
Say for Willie, that's fastball, you know, as you would say, a bullseye right down the middle. But there's nothing, you know, routine about it. It's 97 miles an hour. And you got to be right on time to do some damage against that pitch.
Here is a swing and a miss. The bat goes flying up against the screen above the Cubs' third base dugout, and that ends the inning. Despite the leadoff single by Carson Kelly, the Cubs walk away.
Now at Cubs.com/Oktoberfest. Pat?
Andrew McCutchen will lead off and take outside. Zach, as you read that, I'm curious, when was the last time you spent considerable time in a beer tent?
It's a little personal, isn't it?
It is, but I'm just curious, and we're friends. Here is a swing and a foul back by Andrew McCutchen, because I don't remember being in a beer tent for many, many moons.
It's a shame we're going to be in Cincinnati while this is going on, but I'd escort you.
Oh, I bet they've got beer tents over there, too. Deep drive to right, down the line, slicing, and foul. Ron talked about that short corner, only 320. The wall is 21 feet high in right, which extends out about 100 feet toward right center. But you can get the occasional cheap home run, Ron, if you can slice it right where McCutchen just did, and just have it dip over the top of that wall near the foul pole.
Yeah, that ball fouled by only about 3 or 4 feet as it hit the wall.
McCutchen takes outside for a ball, 3-2.
Beer tent, huh?
Have you spent much time in those?
No, I have not. No.
Cindy Boyden's our engineer. I'll let one of you guys ask her if she spends time in a beer tent. Here is a swing and a foul back. I don't feel like it would be a gentlemanly thing to say.
But it's okay for us?
Well, you said it, I didn't.
Go ahead, Zach.
You say it like it's a bad thing to spend time in a beer tent.
No, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, spend it at a ballpark. I think they sell a few beers around these ballparks that we're in every day.
Boy, Zach, you really defended that. Here's a swing and a ground ball to third. It's going to be foul. A foul ball. Shaw gloved it, but he was in foul territory. And it's a good thing it was foul, because that would have been a very long and difficult throw.
Yeah, Shaw fielded that ball and then was well into foul territory by the time he was ready to throw. Fonzo Marquez, the third base umpire, said foul ball. McCutchen thought it went right over the bag. Our reviews in this game, they're sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Alfonso Marquez talking with Matt Shaw after that play. I'm a pretty good lip reader after all these years. He said, do you spend much time in beer tents?
Oh, yeah.
And the 3-2 to McCutchen from Jamison Tyone. Here's the pitch on the way. Drilled towards center, but it's playable for Pete Crow Armstrong. He's got it. Pretty much a routine play, and that's out number one. Defensive alignment, we discussed that when Cubs are batting. Defensive alignment sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. We're going to play the attendance game, the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Great to see Cub fans here at PNC on this beautiful mid-September night, as Nick Gonzalez will swing and miss. No score in the game. A lot of Cubby blue down near that first base dugout area and in the area behind it. In fact, all over the park I see some Cubby blue. Great to see. Fly ball to right should be routine for Castro. It is. He's got it. 2 down. 0-0 game. Jack Sawinski, the Chicagoland native, coming up.
Yeah, Taft High School in Chicago. He has been banged up here and there, but one of those guys that, he's had 1 year here in Pittsburgh with mid-20s and home runs, and, they're hoping he finds that form and can really settle into being a force on offense.
He's had some homers against the Cubs.
Yeah, he has, absolutely. Some at Wrigley and here in Pittsburgh.
Sawinski waits for Tyone, the 0-1. Pulled foul on the ground, good off-speed pitch. The batter out in front, and now it's 0-2. I'll go ahead and get us started in Benny's attendance game guessing. I'm going to say 14,141.
Okay.
Now the 0-2. Outside for a ball, 1-2.
I'm going to say 12,000.
I'll go 15,000.
And now the 1-2 pitch on the way to Sawinski. Spanked foul off to the left. Upper deck and snagged by a fan. This really is a lovely ballpark. Right next to the Allegheny River. Out beyond the right and right center field fence, the Clementi Bridge separating this side of town from downtown Pittsburgh. The lighting is excellent here. All of the seats, I think what I really like, all of the seats are very close to the playing field. And it only holds about 38 or 39,000 when it's jammed. Here comes the 2-2. It's outside for a ball, but it gets loud here.
Yeah, it really does. We experienced that, during the playoff runs of the Cubs at 15, 16, 17, and in particular, the one-game playoff game that we played here.
2015. 3-2 pitch fouled away. Jake Arrieta pitched a shutout. Kyle Schwarber hit a ball that landed in the Allegheny River on the fly. And the Cubs were on to the division series against St. Louis, which they won, before losing to the Mets in the NLCS. Hard to believe that's been 10 years ago. Swing and a miss. Beautiful changeup by Jamison Tyone. He has set down 6 of the first 7. We go to inning number 3. 0-0 game. Cubs and Pirates on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Join us for some Cubs talk every morning.
Take a hack at guess.
And Ashcraft will start Shaw off with a breaking ball that dips low and outside, ball 1. Shaw hitting .223, 11 home runs. He's driven in 40. Right now he just wants to get on and start a rally. 1-0 to Matt, inside near the knuckles. Pulls the bat back quickly to avoid being drilled.
Shaw's going to get a steady diet of that two-seam fastball from Ashcraft inside today.
Inside, ball 3. Yeah, this guy definitely has a good arm. Hard thrower, a lot of movement on the pitches. And now the 3-0, and that's going to be a little bit high for ball 4. So that's the second walk given up. And this is one of those spots, Ron, when he walks the leadoff man, who happens to be the number 9 hitter. I always thought there's a feeling in that dugout, we have to make him pay for this one.
I would agree. And it goes back to what we were talking about right at the beginning of the broadcast. Said for Ashcraft, he's better command of his slider than he does fastball. He threw all fastballs to Shaw and didn't throw a strike.
Shaw running the pitch high and outside. Throw to second base in time. Good throw by Joey Bart. The shortstop Gonzalez covering. Shaw went in head first, but the perfect throw nailed him. And that's out number 1, 2-6, caught stealing.
Now Bart gets the perfect pitch to throw on. It's glove side a little bit up, so he comes up to catch this ball. It's almost, somewhat close to a pitch out and throws a perfect strike to second base.
That's a good point, Ron. As I was watching it, I was wondering if indeed it was a bit of a pitch out.
It was just the perfect scenario for Bart. And as we just saw, and no from the past, he throws very well.
1-1 to Bush, fouled away.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Just getting started in this 3-game series. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. And then a day game on Wednesday. Here comes the 1-2, low and inside. And it's Roberto Clemente night around baseball. And I had the good fortune of being able to watch him live many games as a young fan. And he was something. He really was. What a great throwing arm he had. Deep drive to center. Back goes Sawinski near the wall. Gone! Home run, Michael Busch. Cubs lead 1-0. Just to the right of dead center for Busch, his 28th, and it got out of there by quite a bit. It cleared that 399 marker with ease.
Yeah, the Pirates in Shrubbery have the word Pirates in the shrubs in the hitting background, and it landed right in the back of that. This was a blast by Michael, and as soon as he hit it, I looked down at him and didn't watch the ball. He knew it as soon as he hit it, that ball was going to be gone. Big swing of the bat for Michael Busch.
His 28th, his 79th RBI, 418 feet. Cubs on top 1-0. Nico Horner now will take a strike, 0-1. Here comes the next offering to Horner. It's outside. Nico had a base on balls in the first. And let's see if that first run kind of loosens up the rest of Michael Busch's teammates. There is a strike. Just looking at the matchups for the balance of the series. How about tomorrow night? 2 of the best young right-handed pitchers in all of baseball. Cade Horton against Paul Skeens. Swinging a liner up the middle. Base hit to center. Solid base hit by Nico Horner. Make that a 10-game hitting streak that he now enjoys. He's on base for the second time, and that may also have gotten him up right at the 300 mark, which I think still is a big deal in this day and age.
Absolutely. He was hitting .299 coming into the ball game today. He walked his first at bat, hits another line drive bullet back through the middle, and he is now probably at 300 or 301 on the year. Nico has been red hot.
Ian Happ stepping in. Pitch to Ian, taken for a strike. A homer by Busch. A reminder, another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty. Strength that's anything but ordinary. The next offering to Happ. Ripped into right field, a base hit over a skipping Horner. He'll scoot around second and race to third on the base hit by Happ. Nico had to jump to avoid being nailed by that sharp ground ball. Still had the speed to go all the way to third. And the Cubs with 3 straight hits. All 4 batters have reached in the inning. The only out was a caught stealing. And it brings up Moises Ballesteros.
Yeah, and now another very hot Chicago Cub. Ballesteros in a great series at home in Chicago. Hit his first big league homer to left center. Hit a triple down the right field line. And another guy like Nico that really uses the whole field and sprays the ball around.
RBIs by Cubs batters, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. Ballesteros with the infield back. with an RBI opportunity. First and third, one away. And a pitch to Moises. Wild pitch. Cubs are going to get a run. Nico Horner scores. Happ goes to second. Cubs lead 2-0. A breaking ball that bounced in the dirt and then hit off the glove or the shin guard of Bart, the catcher, rolled over toward the Cubs' first base dugout, and the Cubs get a gift run. It's 2-0.
I think this is a curveball by Ashcraft that he just holds on to it way too long and buries it down. It bounces in front of home plate and kicks up high off Bart's shoulder and ends up at the backstop.
Ballesteros now hits a fly ball to center. Routine for Sawinski, and that's out number 2. But 3 consecutive hits in the inning. What does that do to the rest of your teammates, Ron, when you are going to be, say, batting sometime later in the inning? Does that give you a good feeling of confidence when you see your teammates do that?
Absolutely. You feel it in the dugout. There's a buzz in the dugout, and like, let's get the line moving, and the Cubs have done that in this inning.
Here is Carson Kelly. 2 outs, a man at second. Cubs lead 2-0. Carson will take a strike. Kelly had a single his first time. He's had a lot of clutch hits for the Cubs this year. Carson Kelly. And he swings and misses, and the count 0-2.
Yeah, he has had a great year for the Cubs. He's a guy that was going to split time with Amaya throughout the year. And, he has caught the majority of the games for the Cubs this year because Amaya's been hurt. But, between him and McGuire, they have had a great year as a tandem catching for the Cubs.
And they've made their offensive contributions. Here comes the 0-2 from Ashcraft. And a bouncing ball to third, backing up to glove at Triolo. That creates a long throw low, but it's dug out by Horowitz at the other end. Cubs settle for 2 runs, a homer by Bush. The other run scored on the wild pitch. 2 runs on 3 hits.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 19.
Bottom of inning number 3, Joey Bart will take ball 1 from Jamison Tyone. The next pitch, pulled on the ground to third, gloved by Shaw, takes his time, long throw in time, and that's out number 1. 5 in a row set down by Tyone. He has retired 7 of the 8 in the game. Cubs lead by a pair, and the batter is Nick York.
That kind of goes back to what we were talking about with Taillon. You asked me, keys for him. Command of his pitches, mixing speeds a little bit. And when he does that well, he gets a lot of routine outs. Been one ball hit hard so far to base hit by Reynolds. Other than that, a lot of routine outs.
One away in the inning. Nick York fouls it away. One name missing from the Pirate lineup tonight is O'Neal Cruz, their center fielder. The Pirates lost in Washington yesterday. Here's a looper foul out of play. The winning run for the Nationals scored on an error by O'Neal Cruz in center field. His 11th error of the year for a center fielder. Wow. That's the most of any outfielder, 11 errors in the big leagues.
Well, he's learning that position. He was a shortstop when he came up and played shortstop most of his, younger. I'm sure he played short all of his life. And then the Pirates moved him to center field.
York will take a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's out number 2. First strikeout for Taillon. And the batter will be the leadoff batter, Jared Triolo.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by Chicago Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Good pitch by Taillon. Get the punch out on a little slider.
Always a big half inning right after your team has given you the lead to work with, as the Cubs did in the top of the inning, scoring twice. Now Triolo will take inside. Pirates yesterday wrapped up a 1-5 road trip. And it says here, Ron, they're going to suffer their 7th straight losing season. And on the longer stretch, this is going to be their 29th losing season in the last 33 years, which is really almost hard to imagine.
Yeah, it really is.
Here comes the 2-2. Fly ball to right, slicing and twisting out of play right side.
It just wasn't that long ago that the Pirates were a playoff contender with a really good lineup, some quality pitching. And they've really had their struggles as of late.
Inside for a ball, they had Neil Walk, who was working on one of their broadcasts, either radio or television. They had, of course, Andrew McCutchen, a young Andrew McCutchen. He was a terrific player, a league MVP at one time. They had some pretty good pitching here. And you're right, they were a force.
Well, their outfield, if you recall, was McCutchen, Polanco, and Marte was the three outfield. All of them, Polanco was thought of being one of the top prospects in all of baseball. Marte's still playing, a very good player, and as you said, McCutchen an MVP. A great outfield.
Now the payoff pitch by Taillon is outside. A breaking ball missed. Triolo will reach with 2 away, and it brings up Spencer Horwitz. Marte's still, I believe, with the New York Mets, if I'm not mistaken. The Mets finally snapped that dreadful 8-game losing streak yesterday. Pete Alonso with a game-winning walk-off home run to beat the Rangers. Now the left-handed batter will hit one down the line in left, slicing foul near the foul pole. It's out of play. You got to hold your breath whenever a ball is hit down the line. Only .325 to the foul pole, and you will see the occasional cheap home run right down the line there.
Yeah, and that wall, what is it, an 8-foot wall or a 7-foot wall?
6-foot
wall, yeah.
6 feet high there. 10 in the middle of the diamond and 21 in right. Changeup is down low. 1-1. Cubs trying to take another step towards the playoffs of 2025. Cubs 5.5 behind Milwaukee in the division race. But we were meeting with Craig Counsell, and the meeting that we always have before a road series and home series for that matter, but he was talking about the number one wild card team to have that home field advantage. That's the main goal. Pitch, a strike, runner goes, throw to second, and safe is second. Swanson caught the throw, the head-first slide by Triolo, and the ball got there almost at the same time. Let's see if the Cubs challenge that call by second base umpire Charlie Ramos. No challenge.
Yeah, it's one of those plays where the throw goes up into the runner coming in, and Dansby goes up the line, catches this ball, and catches it right at the diving base stealer, and puts the tag on very close at second base. Counts, I think, deciding not to burn his challenge here with 2 outs and a 1-2 count.
The next pitch fouled away by Horwitz.
You know, if you lose your challenge, you know, then you're, because it was close, and you know, right now you're rolling the dice on Tyone to get the third out of the inning, and the Pirates not get a hit and score this run.
Here comes the next offering. Hit in the air, left center, playable for Pete Crow Armstrong as he looks up and pulls it down. No runs, no hits, a man left. We go to inning number 4. It's the Cubs 2 and the Pirates nothing. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.